Have you ever noticed how a lot of the ones that people like to call Obama bots, that whenever a lot of people bring up issues with Obama right away, these Obama bots are jumping to the racist card? I mean, this is just a prime example of what it seems we've become as a society of people. I mean, the idea that when somebody has an issue with someone, that it would automatically have to be because of their skin color. I mean, it couldn't possibly be, all the promises that the man made while he was running for office, right? It couldn't be because he said about shutting down Guantanamo and that's still not been done. It couldn't be that he promised not to sign the NDAA and then he turned around at midnight and did it anyways. Or any number of other reasons where the man has totally done a 1 in 180-degree turn from what he told us he was going to do. It couldn't possibly be about his administration's failed policies. It couldn't be any of this, right? It couldn't be how the man has basically lied concerning Fast and Furious. It couldn't be because of the, copious ways that him and his administration have left his banking buddies on Wall Street rape, pillage, and rob our masses. It couldn't be any of this stuff, right? So, I mean, when I look at this and the whole idea of racism and the suggestions of it, it never ceases to amaze me, because to me, racism is part illusion. And people don't usually hate just because of the color of someone's skin. They hate because of the stereotype or the actual actions of said people of a particular skin color. Ethnicities typically have a way of acting because of their culture, upbringing, and beliefs. It sets a tone for who they are and how they act. Racism is a way for the mental masturbators to flip the script, turning legitimate issues of actions into hatred for skin color. Cries of racism, like anti-Semitism, are nothing more than smear tactics to draw attention from legitimate issues to straw man taboo as a means to be dismissive of potential real issues. For those that admit they are racist, even, I'd suggest that what they hate isn't the skin color, but the general overall actions of a particular ethnicity, which is usually a stereotype propagated by lamestream media. It is really, in my opinion, the lazy man's debate. It is trying to suggest that everything will always boil down to ethnic oppositions, ethnic differences, or skin colors, and it's an asinine approach because it's not even reality. Before we move further into this, let's check our conditioning level. So, what pops into the mind when someone thinks of racism? For most, it has to do with someone's skin color and a supposed hatred of someone for that color. What is the actual definition of racism? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, there's two. A belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. Second one, racial prejudice or discrimination. Okay? So, to fully understand the definition, we must also then look at prejudice. What is that definition? There's two, according to Merriam-Webster, and they have subsections. I tossed out number one because it has to do with the judicial process, and that's not really what we're talking about here. So, part A, preconceived judgment or opinion, an adverse opinion or leaning formed without just grounds or before sufficient knowledge. Part B, an instance of such judgment or opinion. And Part C, an irrational attitude of hostility directed against an individual, a group, a race, or their supposed characteristics. In the end, via the definition, there's nothing in it about skin color. There is some hint and suggestion about the actions of an ethnicity, but again, it requires a feeling or an attitude, an irrational attitude of hostility or hatred based upon the group, a race, or their characteristics. Most people, when they hate something, it's not a group. It's not a skin color. It is the direct actions of a person. It is their direct failures of the person that has the feeling. It is the direct experience of oppression or abuse. But it's not about their ethnicity, nor is it about their skin color. And it's asinine to suggest, I don't give a shit who it is. I'm sorry. I don't give a crap if they got PhDs or whatever and they're some hot shit psychologist. I'm sorry. On this one, no. Actions are what creates hate. It is a way that a person is treated. It is from oppression. It is from injustice. And the problem with it largely is because of the stereotypes that mainstream media plays out. Not only in their news reporting and their choice of words, but also in the movies that come from Hollywood, etc. They set a precedence and they set stereotypes. And as the result, people start to form feelings about those as well. But in the end, it's all about actions. And really, people need to stop throwing the racism card around. All that does is puts a label on somebody that most times they don't even know. They have no idea what the hatred is about or why a person has an issue with a certain somebody. And it's usually much deeper than skin color. It's usually much deeper than an ethnicity. Just something for everybody to think about. Look at your conditioning levels, as I've been reminding people to do in the past couple of videos that I've done. A matter of fact, I would suggest that people would learn to stop using that as the immediate go-to. If you're in a debate with somebody, stop being lazy. Stop suggesting that it's, just because Obama is black. Look, I thought it was great when Obama got into office. I thought it was real progress for our nation. I thought, hey, you know what? A black man in the White House, and again, using this terminology isn't any hatred at all for anybody, so please save me the bullshit, all right? I'm just using the regular terminology. There's nothing else in it. But I thought it was great. I thought, damn, finally, as a nation, maybe we moved past this stupid shit. And he was in office, and there he was. I thought it was a good thing. And now the man's been in office, and he has turned back on his promises. He has, said he was going to do certain things. And I'm talking about the things he actually can do. I'm sorry, but signing or not signing a particular bill, the man can do. Okay? And I agree. As a president, he's got different checks and balances that he's got to follow. But there are certain things the man has done. Okay? His administration and his direction has been the one that's challenge this NDA lawsuit stuff. He is the man through his administration and his direction that has signed the NDAA, uses it. These are things he's actually doing. Okay? So I'm not trying to put things on the man's shoulders that are not completely his. What I am putting on his shoulders are the things that are. So, something for you guys to think about concerning racism. It really is another divide and conquer illusion, because it's usually never about skin color. It's never about the ethnicity. It is about the actions. And it is a lame bullshit excuse that the brainiacs have created to be dismissive to people that have real issues with something that are valid issues, to try to create a straw man that they can attack in order to sweep the real issues under the rug. And as a nation and a society, we need to stop letting them do this, because then the issues are not discussed, and because they're not discussed, there is no resolution, and because there is no resolution, we continue to slip deeper and deeper down the spiraling shitter that we're already in. And if we want to see that change, we got to change the way we do things. And this is just one of many. Think about it.